Sack Ange Postecoglou tonight. Sack this manager. These results are relegation form. We are in the pits. The worst Rangers side, who aren't even in the top two. Aberdeen are above them. Celtic are above them. We come off another result as a attacking team. Bournemouth more shots than us. Fulham more shots than us. Galatasaray more shots than us. Chelsea battered us. How are we sitting here mid-December, mid-table in the Europa League and the Premier League? And before anyone says, oh, we've got injuries, Romero's injured, Van der Ven's injured. Rangers made six changes tonight because they've got a cup final on Sunday. You can have all the possession you want, but I'm telling you lot now, this manager has not got a clue. If we don't beat the worst team in the league, Southampton, this is unacceptable, mate. I'm done ranting. I'm done raving. It's absolutely unacceptable. Make sure you go down, drop a like. Make sure you have subscribed to the channel. We're steamrolling our way towards 33,000. The road to 40k is well and truly on. We are, at this moment in time, diabolical. The pressure is on Ange now. He's got to go for me. He has to go. Solanke on the bench tonight. The team selection. Like, more shots for Rangers. More shots on target for Rangers. Starting Son up front with Werner and Johnson either side. We've got Southampton at the weekend. The team selection is absolutely diabolical. Solanke, who scored against Chelsea at the weekend. Kulusevski, who scored against Chelsea at the weekend. Both of them on the bench. Consistently playing Bissouma when he's in some of the worst form of his career. When you've got a player like Bergvall who comes on and looks miles better. You know, Porro, Ange is determined to bury Pedro Porro. He plays every single game because the cover we have, for some reason, was not registered for the Europa League in Jed Spence. And for a reason, we won't play Archie Gray at right back and play maybe Dorrington at centre back. We continuously play him. You know, it's the amount of times passing the ball out of play. Our ball retention is diabolical. We're mid-table in the Europa League and the Premier League for a reason. The manager will not adapt. The manager has no plan B. The manager will not drop this defensive line by 10 yards. They're playing a long ball with our defensive line on the halfway line. Like, that is absolutely brain-dead management. There's a blueprint out there on how to beat Spurs. We're not even playing a team in the so-called top 5 leagues. We're playing Rangers. The same Rangers side which Leon turned up against them and absolutely battered them. Leon turned up to Rangers and scored 4. Like, oh. We're sitting here right now, you know, I want this manager gone. He's simply not good enough. Simply not good enough. The lineup today. The lineup was wrong in my opinion. Absolutely wrong. You can't play Johnson and Werner against the side when you're going to have majority of the ball. You just can't do that. We don't actually have wide players that can beat a man. Johnson today, absolutely useless, hooked early. Bissouma, absolutely useless, hooked early. Bentancur, terrible, hooked early. You know, you look at the bench of players that Ange's got to choose from. Why is Kulusevski not starting? Right? Why is Son not starting over Bissouma? Why is Dominic Solanke not starting? Put Son on the left over Werner. Bergvall needs a game. You know, it's piss poor management. That Man United team that's absolutely diabolical and every single person was laughing about is now above us in the Europa League. You know, at what point do we turn around and say, this is not working? At what point do we and watch, we're gonna beat Southampton and everyone's gonna be saying, "Oh yeah, Henry's in the mud." Yeah, great. Southampton. Let's see how we get on against Man United and Liverpool. Let's see how we get on against Newcastle. Let's see how we get on against Wolves. Because this manager is finished. We're ninth. FC, SB, whoever the hell they are level with points on us. The attacking team, one of the best quote-unquote attacking teams in the league, has been outscored by Man United, outscored by Rangers, outscored by Lyon, outscored by Lazio, outscored by Frankfurt, outscored by Ajax. The same amount of goals as Werner Chavos. Like, at what point do we say enough's enough? He's got to go. I'm sorry. Call me negative, call me what you want, but this is diabolical. You know, Rangers tonight. You know, we leave level on points. You know, Rangers come away with a higher XG than us, 1.49. Ours was 1.11. 1.11 expected goals against a Scottish side. Like, what are we doing here? What is going on? You know, Fraser Forster keeping us in another game. Like, it's genuinely... The first half, right? Rangers started really well. Right, we grew into the game from about 20 minutes on, and we started getting some opportunities. We started getting some chances. And then all of a sudden, we just grew into the game, looked confident, which you would expect playing against a Scottish side. But it's the amount of times Werner put the ball out of play, Johnson overrun it, Dragusin missed timing passes. You know, Fraser Forster in the second half nearly gifted them another goal, just like we did against Chelsea. He made the substitution, which essentially changed the game, and that was bringing on Dejan Kulusevski, who should have started in the first place, who actually scored, funny enough. Who would have thought it? The goal come from, it's absolutely diabolical defending. It is diabolical defending. A ball goes over the top from Tavernier. It's a great ball, and it goes into Igamane, I think it's how it's pronounced, and he kind of just left-footed it into the back of the net on the half volley, and we go 1-0 down to Rangers. And Rangers could have had a second. Rangers could have had a third. Should have had a second. They missed an absolute sitter. We made some changes on the hour, which should have started in Sarr and Solanke, which changed the game. Johnson and Bentancur absolutely hooked. Bergvall comes on for Bissouma, and then we get a little bit of composure in the game. Then we get a little bit of determination, show a bit of character. Bergvall may be lucky to stay on, some people might say. And the goal comes from, it's a really good bit of play from Dominic Solanke down that right-hand side, plays it across. James Maddison dummies it, and it goes into Kulusevski, and it's a great first-time finish. And he has been our best player this season by an absolute country mile. 2 GA in the Europa League and 8 GA in 21 games. It's roughly 1 in 3. 6 GA in 15 in the league, 2 GA in 6 in the Europa League, and has got 3 GA in 2 in the League Cup. He has been by far our best player this season. Takes the finish really well. Solanke creates the goal. Who would have thought it? You should have started him. Then Rangers have a number of good chances. Tottenham have a number of good chances. And at the end of the day, you know, we leave Ibrox with a point. Ange Postecoglou has won one of his 5 away games there. Rangers are winless against 7 English sides. It just... That for me is an absolutely diabolical result, because now we have to go away in Germany against Hoffenheim, who are a very underperforming side as it stands in the Bundesliga. They're currently 14th. They are struggling. Who drew tonight with FSCB. If we can't beat Hoffenheim, who are 14th in the Bundesliga, then we really don't deserve to be in the Europa League. But the pressure is on, and we have to beat them on the 23rd of January. And then the last game in the Europa League is against Elfsborg at home. As long as we win one of those 2 games, we will qualify probably for the knockout stages. Tottenham always make it hard. 0 wins in our last 3 Europa League games against Galatasaray, Roma, and Rangers. Unacceptable form. The manager is in the absolute pits, and we have to get rid of him. It's unacceptable. It's absolutely unacceptable. Rangers. It's not the Rangers under, the Dutch manager when they made it all the way to the final of the Europa League. It's a Rangers side that just look woeful. Absolutely woeful. We're currently sitting here right now, right? This is how embarrassing it is. We're sitting here with 4 wins in our last 14 away games. Like, I'm sorry, but at what point do we just say enough's enough? You look at our matches coming up, right? Man United coming up in a quarter-final, where we have got to play Archie Gray and Radu Dragusin, right? Southampton away. If we don't beat Southampton, my laptop's going out the window. Look at these next 8. Our next 8, we've got Liverpool, Forest away, Man United, Arsenal, Wolves, who have got our number. I'm not confident. I don't have any confidence in this manager. An absolutely piss-poor performance again. 1 win in 8. That is a joke. Make sure you go down and drop a like. Make sure you have subscribed to the channel. It is what it is. It is what it is. If we don't beat Southampton, something is getting smashed up. I'll see you in the next one.